To this day, despite being a Kanye West fan, I still don't know what "You're my Chick-fil-A" means. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, hi, my name is Zhariya Smith, and I typically make commentary videos just like this one. So if you guys happen to like that, or you happen to dislike my gorgeous face, make sure to subscribe down below and hit the notification bell to get notified every single time I post, which happens to be on Mondays and on Fridays. I always try to do the intro with only breathing like once, but then I get conscious of my breathing and then I start freaking out. But either way, how are we doing today? I hope you're doing amazing. Happy Monday if you're watching this when I post, or happy day, whatever day you're having. Today's candle is Tangerine Guava, which is a great candle. I enjoy it a lot. And today, for the first time in a very, very long time, I decided to get Chick-fil-A. And this might seem like something a typical American citizen would do, but in reality, I haven't had Chick-fil-A in all of 2021, I guess, aside from today. And I barely went in 2020. When I used to work at the mall for a brief amount of time, Chick-fil-A was literally right next to where my job was. So I was constantly getting Chick-fil-A. When I was in high school, I would leave during lunch to go and get Chick-fil-A and then come back. Even when I lived in Orlando, if you know that time of my life, I lived within a 2-mile radius of 2 different Chick-fil-A's. So I was always surrounded by Chick-fil-A. I'm a Red member on the app. I went to Chick-fil-A a lot and spent a whole lot of money on Chick-fil-A, And suddenly, I just stopped eating at Chick-fil-A, And I feel like there are plenty of reasons for this, which is what I'm going to talk about in this video. But in today's video, I'm going to be talking about the Chick-fil-A debate. Whether or not you should support Chick-fil-A. This is going to be a weird video, and I also do have a prop. Chick-fil-A! Typically I'll cover the label, but I'm talking about Chick-fil-A. I got Chick-fil-A today, I didn't lie. So, we're going to talk about Chick-fil-A and whether or not you should support them. I guess this is the topic of today's video. If you happen to live in Vermont, Hawaii, or Alaska, you might not know what Chick-fil-A is because those are the only 3 states in the US that don't have a Chick-fil-A. But Chick-fil-A is one of the largest American food chains, and its specialty is chicken sandwiches. It's a chicken-themed restaurant. If you've ever driven in Florida specifically, you've definitely seen the Chick-fil-A cow outrageous billboards, because it's all about eating more chicken and not eating cows, which I really don't know the plot of that at all. Its headquarters is in College Park, Georgia, and Chick-fil-A was founded in 1946, and it was under the name of Dwarf Grill. It then got changed to the name of Dwarf House, and then in 1967 it was finally named Chick-fil-A, and we have the Chick-fil-A that we do, now with a little chicken on the label. Isn't that so cute? I guess. The company operates over 26,000 restaurants, primarily in the US and the District of Columbia as well. There are also some locations in Canada, and I believe there is some in the UK. Well, the UK is I guess in England, because the UK is not the UK anymore because of something. I don't know, stuff like that. Chick-fil-A also caters to places if you care about that. I know when I was in cheer, we used to get Chick-fil-A catered before our games to eat, So, yeah. That's what Chick-fil-A is, and honestly, Chick-fil-A was founded as a Christian company. And I feel like this is a huge debate, there is separation of church and state, there should be. But Chick-fil-A is a Christian company. It is founded in Christian values. And its founder, his name was S. Truett Cathy, who was a Southern Baptist. And he also, the reason why Chick-fil-A is closed on Sunday, like the Kanye West song, is because of the Sabbath. All Chick-fil-A restaurants are, supposed to be closed on Sundays. I've seen a couple that will be open sometimes, which is very weird. But for the most part, they'll be closed on Sunday. That's the founder's wishes or whatever. And with it being such a heavily Christian founded company, you could imagine that they probably dislike LGBT people. This is due to many Bible verses. I couldn't even tell you any of them off the top of my head, but there are many Bible verses that insinuate that it is wrong to be with a person of the same sex. Though if you are a theologist or you know basic history, you might, be like, that's not right. But to a lot of Christian people, being gay is wrong. So you can imagine if a company is founded in Christian values, they're most likely going to dislike gay people, which is how we ended up here today. So in this next section, which I guess is like the biggest section of the video, which is I titling this Chick-fil-A versus the gays. Though it's not just the gays, but mostly the gays. Chick-fil-A is a Christian organization, and they have a long history of not supporting LGBT QIA plus rights. So, that's fun, funky, and fresh, I suppose. And like Chick-fil-A has been getting like a lot of hate for years. Literally, when I was researching this video, one of the first articles that popped up was from 2012. I was 11 in 2012. So this is a very long time ago. And still, the article was about Chick-fil-A hating gay people and how at this point they had donated over $5 million to anti-LGBT organizations. The specific one, which I was trying to figure out which specific organization it was, but I couldn't find it. But this specific organization that they donated all of these millions of dollars to said that they depicted gay people as pedophiles and wanted to make gay behavior illegal, like in Russia. And that they said that they wanted gay people to be sent to jail, wanted them to get deported. And I feel like, this is my personal opinion, you can dislike gay people. You can not support gay rights, but why would you not want a person to be happy? I just feel like that I personally wouldn't want to support a company that promotes hate towards anybody, because I'm a very loving person. I love people. So why would I want to support a company that openly dislikes an entire group of people? That's just, not it. But also, Chick-fil-A has supported organizations that have claimed that they can change gay people into straight people with, saying to pray the gay away, despite the fact that every medical major organization has said that you cannot just quote unquote pray the gay away. It's not that easy. It's not that accomplishable, Chick-fil-A has also, and this is an interesting thing, people are like, oh, well, Chick-fil-A doesn't discriminate against people, but Chick-fil-A has been sued at this point in 2012. Imagine there's a lot more that's happened since then, but has been sued over a dozen times for employment discrimination. Forbes stated in 2007, they called Chick-fil-A a cult and reported that Chick-fil-A's founder and CEO, Truett Cathy, said that he wanted to hire married people because they were more industrious and productive. What? And they also said that he would fire someone who has been sinful or has done something harmful to their family members. And it's it's one thing to have ideas. It's one thing to believe in something. It's, all that stuff. And I'm down for, not straying from your core beliefs to, benefit capitalism or whatever. But why would you do, imagine thinking that gay people are so horrible that they don't even deserve jobs. There's also, it said in this article that there was a woman who said in a lawsuit that she got fired because the manager decided that she needed to be a stay-at-home mom. And it's sometimes people have to make money to provide for their children, would you rather have kids that have enough money to be able to have a life versus and to me what's interesting is that I remember specifically when the Pulse nightclub shooting happened, which if you don't know what happened, basically at the Pulse nightclub in Orlando, they had a shooting during the Latin night, and Pulse is also a gay club for the gays, and I visited the club. It was a very sad memorial, but during this whole situation, Chick-fil-A was giving out, I don't remember if it was food or water, I'll obviously put it on the screen, but they were giving out, stuff for the victims' families and being so, gay rights, but then was still donating to multiple anti-LGBT organizations like the Fellowship of Christian Athletes and something else that were just very strictly against gay marriage. And the CEO said that they were against gay marriage and said that marriage was only supposed to be traditional, and I just feel like, to me, that's interesting. Imagine thinking that gay people are so horrible that they don't even deserve jobs. There's also, it said in this article that there was a woman who said that she needed to be a stay-at-home mom. And it's In 2019, they stated that for 2020, they would no longer be donating to these anti-LGBT organizations, which I feel like is important to say. But it's also like when your company has, decades of like hatred towards gay people, multiple lawsuits, against like discriminating against gay people and women, forcing your religious beliefs on your employees, which isn't, legal in the US, just general, like, not good things. So it's like, when you think about all that stuff, you think about, that's why I call it Chick-fil-A versus the gays, because it's like, personally for me, I wouldn't want to eat somewhere that like clearly didn't want me to be there, because I know that if I'm somewhere with the color of my skin in 2021, I know that I'm not going to be treated the proper way that a person should be treated. I've already dealt with stuff like that. I don't want to deal with anything more like that. So it's like, of course you want to eat somewhere that you don't feel like you belong, and seeing these same people profit off of, hatred is like not good. So I can understand why a person would be like, don't support Chick-fil-A because Chick-fil-A is horrible. For me personally, I prefer PDQ. PDQ was my personal favorite chicken place to get chicken. Zaxby's is a close second. I really go to Chick-fil-A like that, but that's in a Chick-fil-A versus the gays. There is way more that you can research. There's Vox, Vice. There's so many articles, so many videos, documentaries about Chick-fil-A being horrible towards, minorities. So, take that information what you will. But to answer the big age-old question, should you support a company that doesn't follow your beliefs? Right? So I have a video where I talk about whether or not you should separate the art from the artist. I feel like it truly does depend, because like I love Kanye West. I respect him as an artist. As a general man, I think that he is not ideal. And like I can appreciate a person who's a musical genius, but for instance, I don't listen to Chris Brown anymore because of him being repetitively violent against people for decades. So that's why I don't listen to Chris Brown anymore. And there are many other artists where I just don't listen to them because of actions that they have done. There are many YouTubers that I don't watch because of things that they have done. And I decide, I don't want to support that person. I don't want to support their life of them being like racist or homophobic or transphobic or any of those things, But that's because I have the choice to do that, This is my dog, but I really quickly wanted to add that some people don't have the option to not eat at certain restaurants because they might live in a fast food, desert where the only options are Chick-fil-A, Zaxby's, McDonald's, and Popeyes, and like a Church's Chicken, So I feel like it's also like not right to just like say like, oh, you shouldn't. Oh my gosh, she's moving my laptop. You shouldn't say like, oh, you can't eat somewhere, and if you eat there, then you're homophobic, because like in reality, you can't control not being able to like have access to like a good grocery store or a food like market or like more ethical fast food restaurants, So acknowledge your privilege and like don't automatically judge people for eating somewhere when you don't know the circumstances. And I do truly feel like it depends on the literal person who it is that is feeling these things, but like, so that's my feelings about like even cancel culture in general, which I also have a video on. I might actually refilm my opinions on cancel culture because they've kind of changed just a little bit. But like, at the end of the day, Chick-fil-A is literally just one restaurant. And I can see like there are people who can't eat at Chick-fil-A in the first place, like my cousin, who I love very much, and I happen to live with at the moment. She's allergic to peanuts. So she can't eat at Chick-fil-A, so I don't eat at Chick-fil-A simply because I don't want to infect the air that she's breathing, People have nut allergies. People can't have stuff at Chick-fil-A in general. There are many people who go their whole lives without eating Chick-fil-A and they're perfectly fine. Their chicken is not that good. I literally had Chick-fil-A, like I said, today, and it was subpar. I didn't even finish it because I felt like sick after eating it. They also didn't give me enough Polynesian sauce, so I might have to fight them over that. But all of this to say is that in my personal opinion, Chick-fil-A isn't something that I need to eat. Like Chick-fil-A isn't like a drug for me. Like I'm not addicted to Chick-fil-A, So it's like for me, can I sit here and say like, stop eating at Chick-fil-A because that's wrong? Like, no, I can't, because you're your own person. You can do whatever you want. But I will say that it's important to be informed and acknowledge the companies that you're consuming from. Like, for instance, this shirt is from Forever 21. These earrings are also from Forever 21. I'm fully aware I think this necklace too. But I'm fully aware that Forever 21 is a fast fashion brand. And I hate that I had to shop at a fast fashion brand because I needed something to wear for one specific, thing. And that was the closest thing to me. I don't have the money to be able to afford, ethical stuff, the majority of the time, because I don't make a lot of money. Contrary to popular belief, I'm not one of those rich YouTubers. I still have a full-time job and I'm a full-time student. But, so I sometimes can't afford to purchase, extremely expensive things that are ethical fashion, So I feel like for me, I can't sit here and tell you, like, don't shop fast fashion when, like, for me, that's like all that's available to me, and even secondhand sometimes is not that, like, I can make a video on that. But I'm saying, it really, all this tangent to say, it really does depend on the physical person who is consuming whatever goods it is, whether it's Chick-fil-A, whether it's Urban Outfitters, and I will say that if, let's say, for instance, if you aren't Christian, you can eat at Chick-fil-A. Obviously, it's just a company. Just because it's founded in something that you don't believe doesn't mean anything about it. I just think that if you want to support companies that, like, promote hate and you're okay with that, you should at least be, like, informed on those things, a little bit. That's just all I strive for, is researching the companies that you decide to support. As a person who makes YouTube videos, whenever brands, which I haven't had a brand deal yet, but whenever brands reach out to me, email me, I read about the company, I look at their business practices, I read their reviews, and then I go along with that. And as we know, I haven't had any brand deals yet, so you can see I'm very picky. Final thoughts are that you can do whatever you want. I personally do not want a bunch of people that are Chick-fil-A stands in my comments like, I'm not homophobic if I eat Chick-fil-A. I don't want that. Because for me, if you're supporting a company that is, actively hating, in the same way of, like, your friends, like, let's say, for instance, you're pro, LGBT rights, but your boyfriend is homophobic and hates Black people, by association, you are also supporting hate. That's the transitive property. Is that the transitive property? Guilt by association is what it is. So if you can, that's just my opinion. Like, I feel like I can only do so much. But when it comes to, like, human rights and it comes to, basic decency, if you decide that eating chicken that isn't even really that good is worth it, is more important than, like, supporting, like, LGBT rights, and that's on you. Like, I personally don't care what you do, because, like, you're not causing harm to me, If you do something in your life, that's your personal decision, and you can deal with guilt or not guilt. Like, I feel guilt about many things that I do in my life, but, like, do I hate on other people? I don't. So if you want to comment down below about you saying that it's not homophobic to eat Chick-fil-A, cool. Congrats that you feel that way. Opinions are opinions. Everybody has one. So, yeah. But yeah, so that's my video on the Chick-fil-A debate. If you guys liked it, make sure to give it a big thumbs up because it really helps small channels like mine. Make sure to subscribe down below because I really want to get to 3,000 subscribers, hopefully by the end of May. I know it's, like, pushing it at this point, but, like, I really want to get to 3K because that made me so, so happy. But yeah, so make sure to stay happy and stay healthy, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.